Hello, how are you guys? I'm laughing because it really does just be crazy. Let's face it. My Facebook thing. So I am positive I used to just have it set up and I would just flop it back this way and this way. And now it's like push, push. Thank goodness I have the one I have. Keisha Cook helped me get it. Oh golly, has it been well over a year probably, or maybe just about the year. And it's like a crane, I don't know, I guess you could call it, right? And it has a flexible hose kind of, but it's like really stiff. Anyways, hi Vicky. And so it is it's kind of snazzy, let's just put it that way. I do really like it, and thank goodness it's maneuverable, because Facebook is doing all of this. So I'm like way back here. Pretty soon I think I'll have to be in the next room basically, and you'll be able to see me. Like I don't know. Anyways. And I was laughing the other day when I was like talking. I'm like, why is my hand there? Oh, because right, yeah. Anyways, how are you guys? Sorry, I'm a couple seconds late for the people who are waiting for me. I was going to go live on my private page, and that would have been quite funny. I don't know if my friends actually get notification. Your friend is on live right now. Could you let her know she's in the wrong place? It would be a good Facebook if it let me know that. Anyways, all right, what did I do today, you ask? I don't know. But I do know that, big news, there was like a glitch. I don't know. I'm guessing. Hi, Cheryl. I'm guessing that everybody is doing, like, I've got people watching. Not Facebook, internet across the world, I guess, has had like this going on. I was trying to, hi Connie, I was trying to get a hold of our golf course today, and I think they might have internet lines. Anyways, a whole bunch of people couldn't get their orders in for free shipping today, so they have extended it till midnight tomorrow night. I do think this is a sign. I'm looking at you. The people who have not signed up for my very, very fun spotlight on nature coming up here on August 1. That's already Tuesday, you guys. I'm not ready. Okay, the girls that know me are like, yeah, we know, but it'll be okay. And the other people are like, yeah, so that's what we're worried about. The nice thing is you get to try. No harm, fail, done. You got beautiful, beautiful stuff. $114 worth of product that you wanted anyways. You're saving like about $12 because of free shipping tomorrow. And it's like a smorgasbord. Take what you like. Forget the rest. Don't panic if you can't come to the classes. It's just sort of fun for all of us, right? And if you walk away with 4 fancy folds and 4 more sketches and a whole bunch of inspiration in your cup full of watching everybody else, yay, right? Hi, Sharon. Anyways, the long and the short is, I do think it's a sign. You need to all join. If you're a demo, please join, because you will have ideas to share with your people for the whole year. The Facebook group is a private Facebook group that you join. And yeah, there it is. Okay, so free shipping one more day, all of tomorrow as well. And yes, orders were going through today, I think. Some of mine went through. I'm hoping that the shipping was going. I should check and see if I actually got that going on. Because I'm looking at an order and I'm like, did I order that one? Okay, I do have orders to put in, so we'll see if I can put them in. Anyways, I totally lost it yesterday. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I love, love, love that set. So that was not a bad thing. Where is it? Here, maybe. Oh, nope. Nope. Oh, for goodness sakes, you guys. Oh well, wherever it is. May it rest in peace in this room of mine. I think it's here. Hang on a sec. I always like to show what I did yesterday, just in case, and then you can say, yeah, Vicky, you guys, we are some fun gals. Okay, I'm going to pop you down, because really you don't need to see this face of mine. Hi, Mary. Oh, a little squeaky voice. I'm just going to see. I'm hoping at the same time as I do this. Yay! All right. I know that that's a little crazy for some of you, but it's really weird. I need to do... Hi, Sheila. Oh, okay. All right. Now, this is where... This is like crazy. All right, bouncy, bouncy, sorry. Where are you from? I think actually, are you an Edmonton girl? I'm not sure. I had a friend of mine come up to me today and ask me if I knew somebody. And I was like, gee, that's a familiar name. And they're like, I think it might be an old boyfriend. I'm like, no, it's not. Anyways, it was an old friend, but not my boyfriend. All right. Hi, Susan. All right, so yesterday we did this kit really fast. So that was a nice, somehow or another, if you can pretend this being a lovely bouquet to brighten your day during the hectic season of Christmas, we'd be right on track of doing Christmas in July. But this is a fun set. And I could waterlog you and bog you down with all sorts of stuff, but this little leaf doesn't actually come in this kit, but it is sure a fun one. And it actually is our September club, which, so if you really think August isn't good, but you're like, but you're doing what? You're doing the changing leaves in September? Same. Go ahead and order it now, and you can get your embossing buddy. I make up a little suite. I think Keisha called it a bespoke suite because it's mine. I don't really know what bespoke means, so she's smarter than me. But anyways, it gives us some paper to work with and some gems and all sorts of good stuff. So I have a little kit, and honestly, by September, I'll be sort of like, let's start busting our stash. So if you need a whole different stamp set and you've got enough ribbon, you can do that too. All right, I am going to bust out this fun thing. I think I got good light on there. Can't miss September, I know. And everybody's settling in, so it'll be good. I think the other nice thing is the leaves. We'll start working with them be fall and stuff, but we'll probably try and do some fun stuff with them, getting into Christmassy stuff. And then we will just bust through. I was telling somebody, I think we need to call our October club, which will be totally back to Stash Busting Club. And I think we should call ourselves the Reindeers or something. And we'll make sure that at least one of the Wednesdays we have been meeting for quite a while, hey, on Wednesday nights on Zooms, and it's a really cool group, and we have room. We definitely have room. If magically it gets really, really large, I'd love it. And so would the girls. They say not, but they'd love it. They'd welcome you. But we'll just I'll zoom us into groups so that we have just as much fun. Okay, I don't know if you know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to knock that thing out and it's not coming out. What the heck? Usually it just comes out when I do that. There. All right, 2 sets that are coming, or no, not coming out, sorry. They are out. They're available. You could get them with free shipping today. There's a bundle, and that's what you were sort of seeing here. I'm going to try and figure out what I want to do with this. This is the first I've seen. I guess I probably knew that when this cut, they would fall apart, but so you actually get 2 skates from that guide. And then this is another one, and it's Greetings of the Season. And I don't know if you sort of did see the way I had this. This is a little hack, so pay attention. It's a good one. The little keychain thing that is like a clip. I don't know what this is called, a key circle. Like a keychain a lot of times is that one where you slide it around. But it does have to be like that. But these are all the Spotlight dies. All sorts of sizes. The funnest thing about this particular hack is it's a great way to store them. You can have them all stacked on a piece of that, right? And they would be okay. And at a quick glance, you could count them and you'd know, okay, blah, blah, blah. I think these are nested enough that works quite nicely. The next set that I'm about to show you is not nested quite as nice. But if you're like, yeah, but you'd have to take everything off. Nope. If I want this one, I just shake it and it comes to the top where I can open it up and let it out. And then it's like, oh, and I need this little tiny one right there. Okay, well, yeah, it's there. But no, I just shake it and it comes to the top. So the next set, Greetings of the Season, I would recommend grabbing a keychain for that one too, because they are all different shapes and sizes. And again, you totally could stack. When you get them, you'll see there's like 3 of them stacked together. So you could stack them on a piece of this as well. So it just depends on your storage system. A lot of people do put there, but sometimes I just love having this. Other little hack is once you cut out a little template of a whole bunch of them, then you have these guys to be able to be like, okay, so I'm going to have to you and yours and happy holidays kind of, so you can, some of them you'd be able to see, especially if you stamped this onto, so this, okay, so for this one, for instance, I could be like, oh, I can't use that one. Oh, but I can use that one. Oh, good. Okay. Do you know what I mean? With these guys being pieces, we don't have a lot of sets that are pieces like this, so my attempt to show you was a little bit fouled. But if I built what I wanted to say, and I'll just do this. Might as well show instead of just blabbling. If I wanted to say, wishing you a and then I wanted to put merry, or happy, because it's right there, happy, wishing you a happy Christmas. I'm looking at the words over here. Happy Christmas. So happy and Christmas are in this font, but I could choose to do a different font instead. And the ands, so kind of nice. I also could use happy in the fancy, and then Christmas and New Year in the not. So lots of choices. I love that. And so if I actually went ahead and stamped this on not this piece of paper, hang on one second. Oh, for goodness sakes. One moment, please. So, did I ask you guys what you guys were doing? And I'm sorry, Sheila, I know I asked you where you're from, and I probably made no comment. There's no probably about it. I absolutely didn't make no comment about where you're from. If you did answer me, you're never obligated to tell me where y'all are from. If you're from a large city, lots of times I think, oh, that's safe enough to say. I live in a small town, and that's why it's funny that this friend, so it's a small world, right? Somebody, here's the town that I'm from, Rocky Mountain House. I am Lori LaRose, by the way. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of 21, going on 22, pretty quick here, years. I am a leader. We're called Silver Elites in this business, and have been ever since I started the business, because that's just what I wanted to do with the business. So yes, a heck of a deal of no shipping, but obviously and always, you know that signing up is always your best deal. Even if there's no promotion on, it's always a good way to get started. So if I don't really know 100% what I'm doing, when you're working with clear, obviously I could stamp straight onto one of these little guys, right? Like serious. Oh, where the heck? Oh, there it is. How did I do that? Anyways, I obviously could stamp straight onto here, right? But I'm going to pretend like I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I'm going to come down a little tiny bit, because I'm not sure, like that would, if I was up in the corner, that would work for that one. But if I'm here, I just would have to be that far down, do you know? Okay, so just thinking, holy, what did I do here? And I emptied my garbages, so I don't have a spare Kleenex handy. Anyways, so yeah, so the clubs that we do right now, it's really product based, and it's kind of nice because there's no cost at all to a whole month long of classes and ideas and fun. And if it's really not your cup of tea, well, then you're just sort of like, okay, well, great. I have the product and I'm just going to fade away. We've never really had anybody fade away, I don't think, have we, you guys? All right, this might not fit any of these. But it does fit that one. All right, so then that would tell me right away. Now I could go and take my little guy out and be like, okay, that one is yay, and go ahead and cut it out. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that one's not going to fit right now. Versus if you just cut. I am really babbling and I don't really know why. But anyways, okay, so that's very pretty. I like this stamp set. I already have lost 2 of them. Okay, I see them. I'm okay. And I just made a nice cup of tea. I don't know why I make a hot cup of tea at about 5 too. I pretend. Okay, what we really got going on here. I wanted to show you these because they were pretty cool before, and they're just as cool now. It's now the smoke is coming back in again, and we've got a real yellowish sky, but not a storm sky, just sunshine. Look at how pretty this is. Pretty in pink is gorgeous, hey? So these are tags, and so they are all tags, which is kind of neat, but pretty simple to turn like a sideways and grab just a bow and just cover it up and nobody would ever know, or a flower could go. So they don't need to be a tag, even though there's very seriously. And you would be able to do fancy stuff so you could have the same shape on the other side. Fairly simply. Take a little bit of maneuvering, but not too much, right? I have to have it that short, and then your dots might be, but you just line it up, and I would just cut it again. There would be dots on that side as well, though, so be aware of that. But if you were going to be putting on a whole bunch of leaves around it, nobody would ever be the wiser that if all you wanted was some stitching, essentially, you could have all sorts of stuff that I don't have in front of me anymore because I was cleaning up. But you know what I mean, right? Okay. All right. So you can get rid of that is what I'm trying to say. And otherwise you can play it up and have lots of fun. And you can have all sorts of tags. So there's a little oval. There's a little like a dog tag kind of. This cute one. That fun one. A cool arrow. A little this, whatever shape you say that one is. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to remember that for something. Some of you from 12 years ago will know what I'm going to do with that. I'm looking to see if I can show you. I can maybe cheat with you already. Anyways, and then another nice one. So, and again, it wouldn't, you don't need to make it like a tag. You could just pretend like, oh, yes, I'm just going to put a ribbon there. And nobody knows that you're covering up a tag. Okay, so those are those fun guys. I like that set. This is not a bundle. This is just my bundle. I like it. Oh, I like it. I have to say, possibly, I don't know. Tomorrow, I think we get a sneak peek at our catalog. As a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I get to pre-order product, and but not until like August. And then the catalog goes live for you guys in September. And I'm pretending that you're, you guys being a customer. This guy, so this is shown at 85%, so that's why that doesn't look quite the right size right now. But this one is basically just that one to be stamped right on, I'm guessing. This is going to be, I am not sure. What is this one? Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this just goes on here. Wow. Down here, I guess. Hang on. Hang on. I'm getting it. Now I'm looking back over here. I'm like, okay, I've got it, guys. I got it. I got this figured out. I was wondering what this was supposed to be. And I think this way, obviously. And this guy over there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to add just a daub of glue onto this, because we don't need to keep playing with this 100 times. Although, before I do that, I am going to add a smidgen of some color on here. Hang on. Smoky slate, I think I will grab. Hi, Lynn. How are ya? That is my sister's name, too. Oi, that's a lot of stuff. So my littlest is over in Spain right now. She is going in for archaeology, and she found this, I'll say a course kind of online. So I think you can kind of bend this a little tiny bit to get a little tiny bit there maybe. She found a thing that she can go over to a place, and I'm anxiously curious. She went over a couple days early, and she was around Barcelona and Pompello. I actually have not been able to say it correctly. You know where they run the bulls? I am a buffalo farmer, so pardon me while I say buffalo. I'm going to actually post a couple pictures. Our bison are on the skinny side of our road the last couple days, and so I have had the opportunity. I have not a lot of success. I'm asked Allie if she would like to come out, and she was going on some holidays, dang it, because she is our resident photographer for sure. And I was like, come and take some pictures of the buffalo. They're on the skinny side, and the little babies are so cute. They're all changing color. They're not their bright orange. We have one. The 9th baby is the latest one, like, basically. And so she or he is a little tiny bit little still. So I am going to put some glue just along these things. I don't know. I hope I'm doing this right. So that just about any which way you do it, I'm going to be a little bit in trouble, because if you go all the way along there, obviously there's pieces, unless, oh no, you know what? I think you're supposed to line up. No, it helps, but not perfectly. I was just going to say, maybe you are supposed to line up those lines across the lines, but they don't. So I think that works okay though. And then this guy here will be totally covered, so I'll put some glue on there. Okay, I think I'm telling you 3 stories. Bison. Oh, so no, where the running of the bulls are. Pump. Anyways, wherever. So that's where she was just recently. And I think she's on her way to where she's going to work. And I'm curious what they are actually doing at the site. So that'll be kind of fun. So I did it in, I'm trying to come up with the name of the color, Smoky Slate. Kind of thinking like old, okay, let's face it. Mine are old gray weathered wood sleds that look like this. So that's why I'm doing that. And this one I did not need to do in the gray at all. So that was just wrong. I think I would stamp this on white for sure. So that one's wrong, but that cuts out that guy. So that's wrong. All right, this guy, our beautiful skate, these little skatey guys come in here and they tuck into this line and they stay in here. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on there. And I don't know, that one went on the floor, didn't it? I remember now. And I did hear it fall out. There it is. Is one better than the other? One of these things is just like the other. They're identical, just FYI. Okay, so then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue right here. Or I think I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue right here, because otherwise as I drag it through, I'll probably leave. Oh, and it wouldn't be bad if it was left on that side. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right along here. If you use too much of the green glue and it doesn't be on the paper, it stays kind of sticky, so be very cautious. So I'm going to bring this through. I am going to actually hit once here, and then I'm pushing it through. Oh, I have too much glue there. I think you do. I think you push it all the way through so it's even. So there's quite a bit on the other side. And it looks like the laces go in. So as opposed to what I very first was doing, I was tending to want to do, just run it to the edge. And I don't think that's horrible, but if you were skating with that loose of laces, you'd get into trouble. So you do push it all the way in, which is a little bit interesting that they make it so far. So I could just leave it like that, and when I go to glue it, then just glue it solid there and then have it be there too. But there's my skates. And what is kind of missing though, and I don't think there is, no, this lace. So there's, well, maybe there is. Hang on one second. No, there's not. The lace for the actual skates, if you're stamping that, you can cut this out. So I almost wonder if that's a good idea, actually. Hang on a second. Now I'm curious. And this guy, the other night we were talking, there was a bird in another set. I can't remember which set we were looking at. Oh, maybe the frosted trees, right? The frosted forest. That one I think really is a dove for the people who saw, possibly saw. Oh, look, there's snowflakes in here. Woohoo, I didn't know that. I like it. This guy is definitely a cardinal. But the other fellow is, I think, definitely a dove, just FYI. In case you're like, we have so many cardinals. Nope, this is the first one. And I'm not positive he could be a partridge. Partridge, he's not, but he could be a partridge in the pear wreath. I'm so funny. Pear wreath. Right. I know I'm not really funny. If you're just new to me, know that I know. Know that I know. It's like the other day I was golfing with some people for the first time. I hadn't golfed with them because like I just paired up with them because I was out there and I wanted to golf and I didn't have a tea time actually. So I was like, hey, can I come along with you? No. Well, yes. Okay, fine. Anyways, okay, I need this on a piece of white, which I have here. Oh, and you know what? I was such a good girl. I honestly hesitated whether or not to put my black ink away. My inks, some of them are behind me, which you can see when I'm talking first thing. A lot of them are behind me, like 14 or 15 of them. Any old ink pads, so like Night of Navy, Pool Party, blah, 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 are on the far side. And that's okay because you don't use them all the time. But so is my black in a drawer over there. And I'm like, it's been out on my desk actually probably for 2-3 weeks. And I thought, oh, I could put that away. And I literally was like, really? Do I want to put it away? Okay, so this is a bit of a problem. Hang on. Because I don't want black laces when I've done blue. And I'm going to see if what I'm doing is right. So let's make this right. And go from there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Half hour's already gone. I really am just babbling, aren't I? I got to get it together and get some good cards made for y'all. I do think yesterday, so what I'm going to do here is clean off and not hopefully re-ink. Oh, I know what I'll do. If you have not stamped before, this is Stamping 101 with Lori LaRose, Stampin' Up demonstrator. All right. What you can do, this is another kind of masking in case you have heard of masking before. This is another mask. So I'm going to mask down there. And I got to put a little tiny bit more here. And I don't want to get the thing, so I got to be careful here because it's tiny. And go right up to there too. So I'm hoping that I don't have that one there. But if I do, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. Okay, so it's masked. So now I don't have to be all fussy, and it would be a little bit hard. So I'll ink it up. So it's nice and inky, or not. Hang on a second. I just, sometimes brand new stamps, photopolymers, have like a little bit of residual on them, like an oil, and so they don't want to grab the ink that I want them to have at all. Hang on. Okay, so doing that, and then I have to quite quickly this time, which is not normal. This doesn't look good, but it's not looking promising for us all. I'm going to pull off the tape. It'd be really nice if they both fell off at exactly the same time. The edges are still being wacky, and then I'll stamp that. And I've got very inky. These guys are going to be wet and runny, so don't mess with them. Get them away from your project. Come away from the project. Okay. Fingers clean. Pick up my stamp. Nice. So I'm just curious what this is going to do. Oh, and hang on, these guys also come on here. Huh, this is a lot of fun. A lot of pieces to come together. I think once you got going and you're making like a dozen of these cards, you would just be like, yep, 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 So this is going to go on here. You could do this. I just did it with a smoky slate. I kind of like it. You could do it with all sorts of different silver, like a silvery one. And I actually think I am going to, though, bring in my basic black. Oh, I didn't get that down far enough, hey? Interesting. Before I glued it on, I should have done this. So I'll do it on the other one, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing here. Here it is. And so I want to do it on the heel. The blade comes just to there. And I think I want the sole to be black as well. So I'm glad they did it this way, and the blends makes this really easy to, I'll say, fix. But I do want to have the black. And definitely doing it before. I think it'd be tough to do it on here, but we'll find out which one looks better. Maybe it'll look weird this way, right? So let's find out. Let's find out. I always say, learn from my mistakes. Perhaps do what I do, perhaps not do what I do. That little skate. I love these white skates. So I took figure skating when I was 50. I skated all my life. I went to school out in Carleton, so I skated on the Rideau Canal. It was a form of transportation to get groceries and stuff even. But I never took figure skating, and so I started when I was 50. What do you guys think? I think either way, like is the black one weird or is it better? Weird or better? That is the day. That is the question of the day. Who knows how to make love stay? Okay, so now this guy, I gotta cut this out. And so Friday nights we get together, and honestly it's so hot today. If you want to go get a cocktail for the last 20 minutes and drink while I keep losing stuff. I'm just looking for a piece of, sorry, I'm trying not to have you hear me swallowing, but I'm trying to drink some tea because I realize, and for those who know me, this is my second cup of tea today. What? Yeah. I was visiting with Sharon for a while today. I went visited with my mom, went for a coffee with some friends. Oh, like, so shading. Well, and it's because the heel itself is actually black and the blade is silver. Like, that's part of the reason. So yes, shading. And for real, like if you wanted a real shading look, then I feel like you would do, I would do Smoky Slate itself then. But kind of like here, these guys are totally black, right? All right. Oh my goodness, they're sticky from the tape on there. Not my tape, but that tape. Oh, hang on. You guys are like, you're missing a step, Lori. I am. I want to do the blue to match my laces and see what it looks like. Who knows, right? Where's that? Hang on. Oh, for goodness sakes. Tick-tock, Lori. But yeah, so this is just only my second cup of tea. I had my cup of coffee at 5. I do coffee earlier than that. All right. So now in this case, I don't want that piece. So you know what? I actually think I have to come in here and do it. I don't want this piece in here. Okay, here we go. So I don't need to do the blades, obviously, at all. Oh, and I really don't want to do the blade. If I hit it bang on, the blue shouldn't make too much of a difference over top of the black. But so I'm just supposedly tapping, and I can come down to here. Oops. And then I'm over top of the tape there, right? So I'm tap, 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 tap. And of course, you saw me hit that again. Oh, Lori. Oh, Lori, Lori, Lori. And you do want to take this off, unless you're positive you didn't hit it. But since I obviously probably did 16 times. All right, and then I want to line these guys up. Oh, blurry as heck, so when they're blurry, they're not right. So as best as I can, line that guy up. I don't know if my head got in there or not. Oy. Oh, that looks awesome. Okay, so now I want to go and cut this out. If I didn't cut it out, that would be okay too. I'm just wondering if I did that. Yes, okay. So I'm going to just go cut this guy out. And that's where my tape came in. I'm laughing because this little guy, oh, this is probably going to be a little clue, just FYI. So that little guy, you probably want to see some blue in there. Let's see if I'm right about that. Or no, I'm wrong. It is just a release. Okay, wrong. Wrong story. I'm not even going to fill you in on that one. You stay tuned and watch another time. So I started doing lives for 100 nights in a row during COVID. And after the 100, I don't know, I might have did 130, maybe 100, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But after I'd done a number of them, it was becoming springtime at that point. So I must have started, like, I don't know when I started, honestly, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I did 160 live in a row. I'm not sure. But then then it was summertime. And so it was like, this is not snow, it's so good. And so we went down and I didn't do weekends then. And then I do Thursday mornings now because my husband and I took dance lessons last fall. And so that just kind of stuck, even though our dance lessons are over. I still kind of like doing that Thursday morning, and I have Thursday night off, quote, quote. And then Friday and Wednesday night we do my club. So that gives you regular watchers a break from me. Phew. And then Friday night we do drinking. And honestly, when it's hot and sunny, like I was trying to say, you can drink anytime you want. All right, I think this will look kind of nice. So I'm just going to put these guys over top. I think, maybe not. Let's see. Maybe they're not a perfect fit. They are not a perfect fit, actually, I don't think. Are they exactly the same? I feel like they must be if the laces are exactly the same. Okay, they are exactly the same. I have not watched enough Pinterests to see, but you are seeing it live right here. This little corner's not quite here. So that's okay. So in this case, I'll trim it because I can. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm going to trim this little guy off because he's clearly making me mad. But at least he'll have the string because I think he needs a string. And I don't need the bottom either because I actually don't. I have this beautiful open spot. I want to see that. So I'm just going to come through here. This just allows me to have a piece to hang on to, right? This piece here, I do have to come in and trim away a little tiny bit because it was also sticking out. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to come in here and trim that away. And then I'm also trimming these boots away. And none of this matters much because it's just about the string and having a place to glue. I'll see if I want this middle piece. No, I don't. So I just want the string. So I can keep the top of the boots angled and everything else can get cut away. And I'll angle this just a bit more and cut the toes off of these guys too. I'm going to suspect, but that gives me a little bit of an anchor. Could we do this a whole other way? Yes, totally. I just was curious, so I was stuck with it. But you could just stamp these guys. I also think if you get a little bit of twine, you might be happier even with that idea. But then you've got these. And again, just keep cutting. Basically don't have them at all. And I'll just glue these guys onto here. And now I got my string. And I do need to put a little bit, so I'm going to try my best not to get on my white and hopefully just color straight across that boot. It's nice when I color because I get quiet. Nice for you guys, I mean. All right. Oh, there. And I did feel like I went down just a smidge in there, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. All right. I think I will do this. So on here, I'm just going to put some glue on the boot, those pieces. But it might be nicer to have, because that's paper, it might be nicer to have a blue twine there. I don't know if we have per se in this case blue. I saw people using red, and that was snazzy. But it does space them the way an artist would space them, I guess you could say. Oh, you know what? Is this the one that wasn't glued? Yes. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue behind and on top. And that'll secure this in here. On here. On here. In here. Come over here, you little sucker. Nice. I think that's nice. You're like, yeah, it took 40 minutes to do that, Lori. No, it didn't. Don't say that. It didn't take 40 minutes to do that. It took me 40 minutes to show you everything else. All right, so now we can have a little bit of greenery on here. We can have the little skates. Haha, you didn't think I knew what I was doing, but all of a sudden it's gotten so much better. Just like that, we're gonna have a card done. We can put it onto some greenery, or some reddery, not greenery. Look at that, it just keeps getting better and better. Why is this so far? Oops, the wrong way. Oh, it's the wrong way, hang on. I'm confused what my machine's doing. That's pretty, hey? Oh yeah, you guys. So we have snowflakes as a background. We have these leaves, which, okay, honestly, they're fall leaves, but it's red, so it looks good. We do have, I don't think, do we have acetate anymore? But we did have, oh, those are palm fronds, never mind, it doesn't even matter, hang on. We have quite a few different little backgrounds that this would all look nice on too. I'm just looking for, oh, no, we don't have music notes anymore. Dang it. I love the music notes, can I just say. The exposed brick, and all sorts of stuff. So, there's that. And then, bring in a piece of something, something here. Hang on. You know what would look nice with this, I think? The wood from the birdhouses. That's pretty brown. I want it to be the silver one. Hang on. Maybe I don't have a silver one. Here's it. Oh yeah, okay. And I think I want it to be this way. So I need to cut this at 5 1/4 by 4 by 4. And then pull in a piece of pool party, which is, that's the same damn one. Hang on one moment, please, everybody. Oh, this will be nice. Okay. Tear some white for the snow at the bottom. Okay. I love having help. She's like, hurry up. TikTok, Lori. It's getting to be time. I love it. Okay. Keisha just wants, this is how Keisha would have this if she had her brothers. This is what she would do. That's how Keisha would fix this card, because then there'd be no red on it at all. Am I right, Keisha, or am I right? She's like, I can't. After I did this one, the one time she was like, it was all going so good, and then all of a sudden you pulled out the red. I know what you're thinking. Just put a lot of snow on there, Lori. Okay, so this is one idea. Oh, not a very good one though. But hang on. But wait, there's more. Hang on. You could bring in one of, oops, I do that all the time accidentally. Sorry, guys. I'm really having trouble. I need to back this away a little bit. There. A little bit too close. You can't see anything. Having a little bit of blue on here. Or an oven on, oh, here's red. I was going to say, honestly, red would look really good on here. So I'm literally just grabbing stuff from around my desk, obviously, at this point. They'd have to be bigger. I always make believe a little tiny bit of what's going on. So this bigger in red would be kind of nice. Oh, look at that. That's a fireworks from another day. Okay, so just pretend this is not, but like lots of red on there. That would be nice. A bunch of green behind there also. Here, I have a green one. That would be nice. And even a solid white might look nice, but this is the wrong color green again, but something like that. I do like this. I'm just going to stick this on so I don't have to keep playing with it. Cool. So that's one idea. And Keisha had some snow, so you just tear some snow. And honestly, the smoother you do it, the better it is. Okay. There, good. The more you try and fuss, the worse it gets, kind of, right? So without this guy on here, bring in a little bit of snow. This could be tucked into the snowbank. and the skates on there, right? Kind of idea, possibly. I have this less narrow. I would frame it on a piece of, I think the soft blue actually, in this case, and have it a bit sky-like. Oh, this one actually worked out perfect. Hang on. I do like the dark blue as well. But so this framed this on here. This on here. Still. Eventually I will obviously be using this, so we'll try our best here. Cut this. Da, 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 da. I think I need to trim a little bit of the blue off there, but that's okay. Look how pretty this is. And then we could have the little bit of something, something. Okay, so that's kind of fun. And then the little cardinal on here would be kind of nice in red, Keisha, in red. You could do this a blue jay. You're allowed. Can you name that tune that I just hummed? The one with the waggly tail. All right, black. I think I just am going to leave this black here for the rest of its life. Oh, he's lovely. Lovely. So right now in July, you get $6 coupon for every $60 that you purchase. And that's a great idea to stock up on refills. And I don't mean refills because we don't have them, but if you need to replenish your blends, I've got a few new blends coming to replace half empty ones and stuff, so I'm ready. Put in, you know, if you put in a whole $60 order just of paper, white paper, some green paper, some red markers, I think you'd be quite happy basically. Then next month you'll have a $6 coupon to play with again when you see more great stuff and hear me talking about more good stuff. But yeah, it's just a really good time. If you're, I have one girlfriend who's like, I have no idea why people think they don't know what they would buy. I can always find stuff to buy, she said. And she's right. I'm kind of with her. It's like, oh, what will I get now? Oh, that same thing. So these little guy's eyes, I think they're yellow, which I'm not super keen about because he's got so much other marking stuff, I have to do something with it. I think I'm going to make him more beautiful with a blue eye. Anybody that knows my dog knows that I have a, oh my gosh, my eyeballs go funny. I don't want it to be white, so I just touched it with a little tiny bit of blue. I have a blue-eyed dog, and I quite often get from people, oh, those are some eyes. I quite often say, you either love them or you don't, and it's okay. My dog, I love them. Obviously, I picked him because of that. I hoped and hoped and hoped that he would keep his beautiful eyes. I'm not going to run over there and cut this. I'm just going to cut it really fast with my blades, because I'm thinking skating. So I have to say, I'm losing the blades on this. I like the gray on here, but I'm kind of sad that I can't. And possibly I could add a little tiny bit to the bottom, of which there's nothing at all on that thing. I'm just working out my arms right now. Oh, I just about broke that just pretending to do that. Okay, so I just want a little tiny bit. Maybe it'll add a little accent that we're not seeing quite before. Ooh. No. Anyways, so I'm not positive as I look down again. I'm not sure that because we can't see it. I might add in some silver real blades. When you're cutting around this little guy, don't do what I just did. Cut a little tiny bit of white around him. It gives him some natural shading. You can add a little bit of blue, which I might just to show you what I mean. But am I right? Keisha is a great fussy cutter. She loves fussy cutting. 1,000 bananas. But leaving a little bit of white, it makes it easier to cut because it's far more forgiving. Yeah, making an even white patch is kind of noticeable if it's not too even, but it's also easier than cutting along little black lines for sure. So you can leave him white, or if you really are like, yeah, but that's sort of weird. I don't know why, but I just think it's not right. If you bring in your light balmy blue, but in my case not, because I'm using Pool Party tonight. Pool Party or balmy blue. Just the light one. And if you just go along and either up in the air or just scooch it, you just get a little tiny bit. You know, I'm saying that, and this is balmy blue underneath here. Oh my goodness. Hopefully all your guys' computers are like really mucked up. And you're like, that is balmy blue, Lori. Yes, it is. This piece here is balmy blue, and I wanted it to be Pool Party. That's okay. I think it's 9 o'clock, so we won't worry about it. Anyways, I can have him right there. And then one of those words, I can have the words in pink, wherever they went. They're lost and gone forever. Where are they? All right, never worries. Never worry, I say. Oh, I say, woo, never worry. Maybe do. I have no idea. Okay. Wishing you. So I could put wishing you a. Wishing you. And you can leave a off and just have wishing you love and joy. That's kind of nice. And you can have that up there and down there. Or I can say, what's that say? From? From. Nice. For you. And Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. So I'm going to do, where's my Mary? I'm going to do this Mary up here. And this Christmas. And I just lost all of those die cuts that I just had a few minutes ago. And I'm going to stamp these in. Oh, dear. Pool Party, I guess. We'll pretend that everything's on here on Pool Party. Where did they all go? I just lost them all. That's so sad. Okay, well, I was going to choose a very straight one anyway, so bring this in here. Just going to stamp it right here. So you see me press quite firm. This is an older stamp, very older stamp, like from 20 years ago, old stamp. And it is a foam, not foam, it's a, oh crap, it's a felt stamp. The smaller the stamp, the less you need to push on your paper. On a felt one, if you're ever at somebody's house like mine and you are stamping, you'll hear me say, okay, this one you have to press. We used to make a lot of noise and then press firmly. I knew that wasn't going to be big enough there. All right, that's not working for me. Hang on a second. This guy's kind of wrecked, so let's do him anyways. Let's do Merry Christmas here. Yeah, you'll hear me say, just very touch. Our usual foam ones, if you pressed as hard as me on this particular one, you never make that much noise. You never make noise on a foam one. This is really long words. Okay, hopefully that's pretty good. Ugh, it's horrible, but anyways, it'll do the trick. Just need to get it done. All right. It's really cookie-eyed. It's very bad, but I just wanted to have it done. All right. And the Merry Christmas, if it was the right color, if this was a different color, it'd be perfect. All right. I would emboss that with snowflakes, and that would be a beautiful card for one and all. Cool, hey? All right, Christmas in July, Sophisticated Sled. For me, the sled is all about the skates. For some people, it's going to be all about the wreath. So come hang out with me tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow. I'm lying. The girls and me are working with In the Woods. And ladies, it's Christmas in July. So let's bring out some little things in your mind, and I'll we'll turn something into a Christmassy card with our Groovy Grove tomorrow night, okay? All right, thank you for hanging out with me. Again, heads up and Yahoo, if you missed it and it's a sign that's taunting you, you didn't order yet today. What do you mean? Make sure you order, it's free shipping. All right, I have a hostess code if you'd like it. You can be part of my loyalty club. If you're buying like $100 and some worth of stuff, you can join us live during all of August with the beautiful these guys. And I will see you all on Thursday morning, 10 a.m. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Thanks, Marlene. I love it too. It's kind of fun, hey? Bye-bye, guys.